this is Tony.
This is Paul coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast.
And we're go.
All right, back at it again.
Back at it.
Friends for Life podcast.
Yes,
We're
yes.
here with, obviously, Tony.
Hello, everyone.
And our new guest for the week, Marquis. What's up, man?
How you doing? How everybody doing?
Well, let's leave it real and real. Marquis / Two Cheese.
Two Cheese.
You know,
AKA Cheeses.
yeah. You know, cheeses, believers.
Yes.
I didn't eat dinner yet. I'm getting hungry.
He will lead us into places.
I will. Good places.
Good places.
Good life.
You gonna touch our hearts today?
Yes.
Our minds, our souls.
Everything. Your soul. Just don't sell it. It's a rebate that you guys got to sign up for that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. We're glad to have you.
Hey, and you know, first and foremost, I want you to throw out there your motto of life and what you want for yourself and what you want everybody else to be.
My motto is #LMBG, and that stands for Let Me Be Great. You can be great. Whoever makes a post, I just put #LMBG, and that's for them because I want everybody that I come across, that I encounter with, to pursue great things in life. We can do great things together.
Amen. I like it.
I like that a lot. I don't like those people that are always putting everybody down.
Yeah.
I have an example. Last night, my buddy, he just got into archery, you know, nerdy shit. But he just bought a bow, and he posted a picture in his backyard. He's shooting at this target. I mean, he just started. It's not that great.
Right.
So some guy posted on there. He's like, "You need to do some work there, buddy. Your shots are looking kind of bad." And I immediately got on. I was like, "Screw this guy." I was like, "Looking good, dude. Come out, let's go shoot together."
Right.
It just made me mad.
Hell yeah.
Why are all
Like,
the haters out there?
You know, the
no
hate
reason.
for, and that, I swear that pisses me off, and it makes me think of entrepreneurialism as a whole.
Right.
Because that's, in order for somebody to get great at something, they have to start
Practice.
somewhere.
Gotta
You
practice.
gotta suck.
You know, yeah. And the first time you do anything, you're not going to be Wayne Gretzky at it. That's for anybody who likes hockey.
Yeah, that's a hockey reference. That's a hockey
Toledo.
reference.
People know who that
But,
is.
you know, yeah. But even Jordan, I mean, I think it's still one of the biggest things that is said to this day. Like, he was cut from his high school basketball
Yeah.
team. Like,
You cut Michael Jordan, son?
I know, I would hate to be that coach.
Right.
He's feeling bad right now.
Now, you know.
Even the assistant coach, like,
So-
yeah, I wouldn't rock him with that.
What's your thoughts on haters? I have a hypothesis on
Oh,
haters.
man, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, like,
I think my guy Nas said it the best. It's actually confused admiration. Like, people really love you, but they don't know how to express it because of the failures that they experienced in life already.
yeah. I mean, that's a very good point. And leave it to hip hop to make things the way it's supposed to be acknowledged.
You gotta love it. You gotta love hip-hop.
I know that most people don't know me personally, so the people that do, if they hate on me, I know it's constructive criticism.
Right.
If anybody else from outside of that has something to say about what I do, hey, walk in my shoes first.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just how people take what hate is. Is it really hate sometimes, or are they really actually constructively giving you advice that you should take? You know, some people can. You know, because I'm at the level now with my beast that I know that these shits is dope. And if you tell me this, you're like, oh, no, you think you should be like, you're a hater. You're done.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just kind of noticed because I do a lot of, audio, video, all the stuff, all the time, 24/7. And it's always the people that talk the most shit are the ones that I personally know that don't do anything.
Yeah.
They're always the people like
Amen.
living in their mom's basement. I'm like, I understand that not everything I'm doing is the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
But what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why don't you do something first?
Like, open up and, stop. There was something that I heard the other day, and it's for measurement of success. There are some people out there who measure their success by the failures of the people that they're around.
Damn, that's a crazy way to measure
And
it.
dude, and it happens on a daily basis,
That's not a good measurement.
Not at all. Like, it's terrible. But I swear to you, there are people out there that will do it versus on the amount of how, like, I will measure my success on how many people I can help.
Right.
Like if I can help somebody get out of that struggle that they're in and build them up and take them to a whole new level, that's going to measure my success. But some people will get out here, chase the bag, mess around and get to that amount of money or self-gratification that they have, and then look at the ones that are around them.
You're not better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for healthy competition. I mean, you get me in a competition or competitive arena, and my first thought is I want to win.
Yes.
But
let's get it.
That's
I
the
mean,
point.
after the game's over, you got to shake hands and be like, dude, you gave me a run for my money, and sometimes you don't win.
You was taking me up top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You did your thing. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready. You know?
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I think success also, like you alluded to, it depends on how quick the people around you can recover from their whatever they're going through in life. As Damon Dash said, which I'm going to keep alluding to hip hop references, if you're the most powerful person in your clique, then your team really ain't worth nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and if somebody ever comes on hard times, you can take a band from him, a band is $1,000. Just in case nobody knows. It's younger terminology. But now you could put him in a position where he was at a 0. Now he's back up to 10 bands just off of 10 people in this circle that was in a better position. You know, we have to look at it like who we know when we're successful what we're capable of in our own lives, but it's about how you can make people's lives better.
And you 100% right about that. I mean that's I think that goes back to the terminology of a village. You know, the village raising not only a child but the village keeping the village all together.
Right.
Where we I think digress as a culture sometimes is that we begin to forget that we should all help each other and not always want to take, because I'm a firm believer of chiefing Indians,
Right.
Only because I've lived it and I've seen it to be, some people are just natural leaders.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
And when you have a natural leader, sometimes you are going to have to stand back and let the leader do what they have to do. But then
not taking nothing away from the other person might be a leader, but just good leaders know how to fall back and let other leaders lead also.
do what they do. Exactly. You know, so I think you're 100% right about what you're saying, and that I think us as a people, we need to get better at that, realizing who can help us lead in certain retrospects.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people. So I think there's a crazy divide. Everyone automatically equates success with monetary value. But there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I know, obviously, Tony, you're entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
I mean, money is a big deal to you, and that's fine. Like, some people equate success in completely different standards. Like, some people just making a song, putting it out there, that to them, that's like they feel accomplished. To some people,
Right.
you know, finishing a book, writing a book. Everybody's level of success is different, and then everybody equates this to like how popular you are, how much social media followers you have, how much money you make. But it's different person to person, and a lot of people don't take that into account. They say, "Oh, I'm here. I put out 4 albums, and this
I
loser
went
over
platinum
here."
10 times. Did you do it? No, you're not
like-
as successful as me as a.
Yeah, this dude doesn't care about that.
doesn't.
Some people don't care about money.
That's why
Right.
some people go to school later in life and always accomplish something that they wanted to do. And you might look like, you 65, why did you go to school to be a whatever? You know what I'm saying? And that's their personal success. You can't measure someone's personal success because it really comes down to them. You know what I'm saying? If you always wanted to learn how to, ride a motorcycle and you didn't do it until you 50 years old, that's a personal accomplishment. That's success to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not about being cool or look at me, I'm in this fancy ride or whatever the case may be. Success is whatever makes you happy and you're doing it to be a positive and beneficial thing in your life.
Yeah, it's like looking at, KFC. Everybody loves KFC. We rock with KFC. Colonel Sanders, he didn't get his start until his 60s. Like, there's no way of sitting and saying that we cannot have success at a level of, later on in life. We can't have success at a different time in life.
Right.
Or, no one should be able to measure my success.
Correct.
Because my success to somebody else may just be completely like, man, that dude's a loser.
Right.
He ain't really did nothing. He had 60 employees, 70 employees.
That's it?
Like, that's it? Come on.
I had that my first 3 months.
Exactly. So success really is for that one person. Like, if it makes you feel good to go into your job day in and day out, make $40,000 a year, and you're comfortable and you're successful.
And that's your success.
Well, and some people, their success is they have a family, they have kids, they work a job where they can afford their mortgage payment, their car payment.
Right.
Some people, that's success, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, not everyone in the world can be a millionaire.
Right.
It's just not possible.
It's just facts.
I mean,
Well, it's possible because the amount of money that is in the world can go around. I mean, technically,
Unless
it's possible.
are you going to tackle Bill
but it's
Gates?
not.
Steal all his money?
Well, here's
I
the
see what you're
interesting
saying.
fact. There, to be in the 1% of the world, what do you think your salary has to be?
To be the
The
upper 1%,
upper 1% in the world.
I think you have
in the
to
world.
be like at least 500 million and up.
Okay, what do you?
Billion.
It's $32,000.
$32,000.
$32,000 annually put you in the top 1% of the world.
Well,
Fact
yeah,
check me.
no, I believe that because in America, okay,
What?
so
For
like,
real?
Yes.
what's poverty level in America? 20?
Poverty level it depends on like what
So
your
you can
living
make
arrangements at,
32,000.
but it's roughly, if you're single just by yourself, 22,000.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and then like with one kid, it's at 32,000, and with a second kid, 40,000.
So what you're telling me is if you make $33,000 a year, you're in the upper 1%.
Yes,
Of the
of the
world.
world.
Of the world.
Because-
Now, you
okay.
have to get that. That's
okay.
why I said it
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
times,
You got
because
me.
it is
God
the
damn it.
world.
Right.
Yeah,
Because you
because-
have to really think about
Not
it.
America, the world.
The world.
Yeah,
No,
right.
in America, it's probably a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least.
actually,
Get
the
your money up.
1% of Ohio, which we are, we're living and taping in, 250,000
That's a crazy stat.
to 300,000 can put you into 1%. And that's currently with
Wait, what were those numbers again?
250 to 300,000. can put
That's
you
in
in the
Ohio.
top one. That's in Ohio.
Okay.
Which people have to understand. Our cost of living in Ohio is completely different. Like in
Excellent.
California, you got
gotta
to
do the
be much
Smithers
higher.
movies. Excellent.
In America, the average, I want to say it is about $500,000 net worth in order to be in the top 1%.
I
Right.
think Toledo has some of the lowest cost of living in the
Oh
U.S.
yes, yeah, it definitely does.
Because I've had in college, I had a professor say he had someone, they offered him a job. They moved out here from California, and they're like, hey, does this professor job come with a stipend to pay for like housing? And they're like, no. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, you'll see when you get here, you can buy a nice house for
Right.
like $200,000, like outright. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's like seeing the houses that you could buy around here.
Yeah.
I mean, you buy just
You
a
can get
normal
house
size.
built for $200,000 around
Yeah, I
here.
mean,
Yeah, and it'd
From
be
ground up.
nice. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, to get you something like that out in
Oh yeah,
like
it's gonna
Washington
rush-
or something.
It's gonna rush you by the hot probably $1 million for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
To be
crazy.
honest
The cost
with
of living definitely makes a big difference.
crazy.
Yeah. So between all of that, and I really want to give big shouts to Gary V. That I believe.
Gary!
Yeah, right. I really believe that your lifestyle and what you are happy with is all in comparison to what
Determined.
Makes you happy?
what makes you happy. I like waking up early, reading a book, exercising, going to work and grinding, and spending time with my wife and kids. That's what makes me happy.
It completes me.
Yeah. Other people, on the other hand, might not be their day. They would rather sit and they might not want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They might want to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. They might not want to go straight to work. They might want to watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't know. But if you can do all of that and be satisfied with your end of day, that's your success.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But what I don't like is that you say that you come to me, man, Tony, man, I want to make $7 million this year, but I don't really want to work to do it.
Good luck. Let me know how that works out for you.
Exactly. Like that is that's
we're in the age of instant right now.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Instant becoming successful, instant gratification, instant noticeability. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is today.
It sounds good. But
if it's not, you just made it one.
Feel
right?
Me? So people want to instantly get everything that comes over time. Mm-hmm. And the younger generation, it just has to be a little bit more informed. We all learn on a day-to-day basis, but anything, it goes back to the old saying, anything worth having is not going to happen instantly. It's going to take time. I can give you a Mercedes Benz right now. You're going to drive that shit however you want to drive it. Mm-hmm. But if you spend your $80,000, $70,000 for it, you going, hey, you hitting them bumps a little too hard, brother. You know what I'm saying?
That you to slow down.
That's true though, because when I first went to college, I failed out because I didn't want to go. Mm-hmm. My parents were paying for it, and then they said, "Sorry, dude, we're cutting you off." And then I went back and I had to pay for it. And I was like, shit, I'm getting A's. This shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So it definitely, you buy a car, you get a piece of crap car when you're a kid or whatever, beat around. But when you buy your first car and
you gonna treat it nice.
Somebody even breathes on it.
Hey.
I'm gonna knock you out. Don't even look at my car.
And that's exactly what I'm going through with my oldest right now. He's 17. He's working, and I'm proud of him about that. And he's grinding. He's saving up. But it's like, no, you're not about to get a car from daddy. I'm not even gonna let your mom even trick you to think that we're going to even put in on it.
He's a meanie.
Yeah, exactly. Spank. I'm bad, naughty. But it's like you're going to have everything that you need to survive right now. Mm-hmm. But those extra wants, you're going to have to push to get them. Right. And you need to be actually happy that we're even doing that.
And that's a lesson. When you're going through that as a teenager, you don't want to hear that. But man, that's the most valuable lesson that I think I ever got was getting told no too bad. I mean, because then you realize we
used to yes so much, no is devastating.
Yeah, this ain't fun anymore.
Well, and then it's the people around you. See, play this game. Cheese and I, we grew up in a different type of era where we didn't have affluential parents able to even afford those things for us. We had to go out and get those. My son, he's growing up in a era in which I'm able to afford that. I could buy him a car if I really wanted to. His friends' parents are buying them cars and they're not giving a damn.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, man, my dad's not gonna give me. Yeah,
tell me how to work.
Exactly. I swear, we just had that conversation. He was like, Dad, such and such he's all mad that he got to work this coming summer, and he's confused. You've been telling me I need to work in order to get this. And I'm like, son, you're going to continue to go through that. But you're going to appreciate everything.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Depending on until
it doesn't feel like work anymore. Until it doesn't feel like work anymore.
And there's nothing that I do to this day that doesn't have a part of it that feels like work.
Right.
I love what I do for a living. But there are certain parts that I have to do. I had to write some checks today. I hate doing that.
Yeah.
For one, it's just because I know that I'm giving money out. But I just don't like writing checks.
Hey, thanks for that check, by the way.
Oh, no problem. But like, it's gonna be so nice. I think we talked about this earlier, Cheese. Me getting an assistant.
Oh my God.
That I can just tell that assistant, hey, I need you to write a check to such and such.
But that came from working.
Yeah,
you can afford an
exactly.
assistant.
You got to put the grind.
I mean,
in.
yeah, there's no such thing on. I mean, that's you and I share that philosophy a lot too. Is like there's no thing on earth that involves not working. There's no get rich quick scheme.
Yes,
and if there is, it involves some shady
came
stuff.
Up with somebody's backbone work. You know, even if you were brought up into a lump sum of money, that came from somebody's work back in the day.
Yeah,
to
at some
continue
point.
that.
Nobody
going
just
on.
gets money for free except for like what are the trust fund babies.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
You see though those people turn out too.
Yeah.
They're always on TV
Unappreciative.
and
Man, and I'm
Unappreciative.
putting it on wax right now.
Put it out there,
My
son.
children will not be trust fund babies. When I am gone, I am giving everything to charity. Well, no, let me take that back. I will give them at least $20,000-$30,000. They can buy either a car or they have a startup investment.
Grind
down
up,
payment
brother.
on a
are-
house.
They are not going to be getting massive amounts of wealth. It ain't happening.
See, even back when we were younger, though, Tony, you can attest to this. We had programs in the hood like PIC and
Yeah.
summer programs that, you know, when you was if your check was $500 for 2 weeks, that was amazing back in those
yeah.
times. You see what I'm saying? And you didn't have to pay no bills like that. So that taught us a sense of independence. Like working at 14, 15 was not a far-fetched idea back in our time. But another thing that Toledo also, I think Toledo is a very comfortable city if you are already established, or you can survive here. But it's about really what you want. I want to be exceptional, so I just don't want to, But Toledo hones your skills. You see what I'm saying? Toledo.
It's a tough town too. I mean,
it's a lot of
it's-
people that's not going to believe, family members, friends, your girl, your wife, anybody. People just, I know him. Fuck out of here. I mean, get out of here. I know him. But it's going to help you get your skills right, so when you do get ready for the world, you can get whatever backlash that is going to come
That
to
can
you, and it's
come,
going to be
you're right.
like a grain of salt because you come from the backlash capital.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always had that train of thought. If you can't make it in Toledo, you really can't make it in too many places. I've heard this so many times, like, oh man, there's nothing here. I can't stand this. This city's too small. I'm about to go. People go, they're gone for a few months, maybe a year or so. They come
right
back.
back.
It's
and there's nothing wrong with that.
no, it's nothing wrong with it.
You got to experience life.
But what I think it is if you can't make it in such docile place, I mean, just make
Such
it
an affordable place.
an affordable and that's what I mean by docile. Like, there's struggles, and you're going to have to deal with struggles. But do you think going from a place that has such and such amount of people,
per capita, like 200,000 people.
yeah, to
just-
going to somewhere where that is almost triple.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm about to go to Atlanta. Like, okay, you're
Have fun.
so everything's gonna just make it better there.
We was waiting for you, son.
That and I don't want to say that I don't want it to look like I'm hating on people that make those drinks, because some people have done it, made it work, and so be it. But like, my personal thing is, I need to make it here first. I need a stable home first. Let me build my foundation here.
That's your situation, Tony. I can respect that. But some people do have to escape because they have a different skill set than you have.
Thank you for bringing that up. If you have a different skill set that like is more mainstream media, maybe LA bound, if you're an actress and all of that stuff, because we even have our
We have
own
makeup artists. We have a lot of talented writers for shows.
Yeah, you
and-
might have to make that leap and jump.
'Cause we don't
in
have a
order
market like
to
that
be
for
seen.
here,
Yeah, so I definitely get that. But if you just doing some regular 9-to-5 shit and you can't make it here, you a janitor, and Toledo ain't offering me nothing. Like, come on, nah, bro. We need to teach you how to scrub better or something.
Yeah.
No, it's not a bad place, man. I don't mind it here. It's
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And the hottest thing I did is I moved the county over. But I still do business in Toledo because I have a heart of Toledo.
Right.
Like, I think my skill set, I could have done things elsewhere and stayed elsewhere.
It's a blue collar
But-
city.
Yeah, but I am a extrovert. Like I need to be seen, I guess, per se, or I need to be out there. So,
For the record, he was always like that, ladies and gentlemen. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
So, Marquis, you're talking. You want to be exceptional. What's that aspiration to you?
Exceptional is with me. I do music, so if it's just I just pay attention to the nuances of everything. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to my daughter is funny. She has that little attention to detail, but she can see way better than me. So if it comes down to vision, I'm done. But no, as far as just paying attention to detail, as far as like commercials, just watch a commercial and just imagine that commercial without music. You know what I'm saying? Or change up the song to the commercial and then change the whole direction of the commercial. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, even with movies won't be cartoons. Nothing would be anything without music. Music is the vibration of life. You need music to convey that message or whatever you're trying to convey. But being exceptional is just, I base my being exceptional around, it's going to be around music or comedy or something for the people that they can hear me or physically touch me. You know what I'm saying? I need to be, not saying that Toledo doesn't offer that atmosphere, but it's bigger entities that's already going on that Toledo can't offer per se.
Well, how long you been doing this music?
I've been rapping for the long. No, well, not the super
school.
longest. I really wasn't even rapping in high school. If you know, when I wrote the proficiency test rap, it was Shannon and Boo. Shout out to Shannon and Boo. Y'all wrote that for me. Yeah, that was crazy. That's crazy. See,
Really?
little known Black History fact.
Letting out secrets.
Yeah.
What, 15 years? 15 years later?
That's almost 19 years at this point.
But I got to rapping a little bit after high school, but I always knew that I could make beats. You see what I'm saying? I had beats in my head, but I didn't ever know how to make beats. So one day, this was like around 2011, I attempted to make a beat on Fruity Loops. I never did it again.
I love that program.
It was horrible. Like, I had the initial rhythm down, then I added the weirdest drums. Like, it was horrible. Like, a video game would have said, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, this can't even go on here. But I still knew I was passionate about it. And in 2013, I got my musical equipment. You know, the beats were trash at first, I give you that. But now,
Yeah, but he put heart in it.
you gotta put trash, heart trash.
That sounds like a good album name.
And now
Heart
you get
trash.
heart trash.
Hold on. Sorry. It makes me think about the Toy Story 4 moment where Forky's like trash. Trash. But we care. We care.
We
But
care.
go
That's
ahead.
all that counted. They care. I spent like the whole summer of 2013 like in the basement trying to really perfect my craft, and I can say that right now it's paying off. It's just about me. The internet is an amazing tool, but we have to. It's about traveling too. You can accomplish more things sometimes by meeting people directly versus online, because its personal encounters are still the best to me, even though we have the internet.
Well, and that's super important. I mean, so social media is huge nowadays. Social media, I mean, that's what we're doing right now. This is all a branch of social media. I mean, that's what podcasts are. That's what Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff is.
Right.
And it is really a great tool, and it increases your chance of being seen by a lot of people. But okay, so you follow Billy Bob online.
Right.
He follows you back. Okay, cool. Now he sees everything you post. You see everything he posts. Cool. You meet Billy Bob in person. You have a beer with him.
Right.
You talk. You realize you two are like on the same wavelength.
Now y'all
That
can-
dude's your friend for life.
Right. Yeah.
That's way different.
Friends
Friends
for
for
life.
life.
Yeah, see? I wrote that in. I'm a fantastic writer. No, I'm just- but you know, it's a whole different experience, person to person. I mean, the value of a person-to-person contact.
You can't beat it.
Yeah, I mean, social media is great. Don't get me wrong. It's how things work nowadays. People build whole businesses and organizations off of social media. But I mean, to sit down and talk to someone for an hour, 20 minutes
You know
at a
what I mean?
bar, at a
Say
street.
you were super social media savvy, and you on it's probably a billion people. Hey Tony, what's up with the job? Or, hey, how did you do this, Tony? I see you got successful, bro. Do your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got time to get back to all them people versus
Right.
meeting a person in real life. And then now they can share the same ideas, the same passions that y'all have together. Now it's a different connection now.
And I really think that that's a very good point. The fact, let's say I offer a session of a one-on-one sit down, and I'll give you all the quote unquote secrets to success. Like, a ton of people will sit and listen to this and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to jot it down, and then I'm going to set it aside, never look at it again. Versus if I have you here one-on-one with me, you're going to change your whole perspective on how you feel about that.
Seriously.
Like, you're going to take it in a whole lot more, and you're going to actually say, damn, I think I can follow that.
Yeah.
You know, at least if I give you 10 things, you might try at least
It's a
one or two
personal
of them.
connection.
Yeah.
Some people will text you, if you ever notice it, certain people will text you certain things that they should really call you for.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, people are scared to call too.
Yeah,
It's a
but
new-
why are you
it's
so
a new
comfortable
level.
with texting somebody something so personal? Like, hey, man, you know, my car done blew up or something, man. You think you can help me? That's something you call somebody about. You don't call nobody. I mean, you don't text nobody no stuff like that. You know what I'm
And it
saying?
just takes too long.
Yeah.
It takes forever to text
And it
somebody.
does. So you got to wait for response time back, and they probably looking at your text like this. I'm not
Not
Well, I
responding
think,
back
man,
to that.
that's actually another thing that has really screwed up society. Like, I can't do too much business. I don't like doing a lot of business over text or email. Like, I do a lot of my business is ran
Right.
by text and email, but I can't do business over text and email.
Like my grandma's in the hospital, she's real sick. That's something you call people about. You don't text nobody that. And what if they don't get back to you? You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you got to talk to people about.
Yeah, and when it comes to business, like, we're giving each other a part of ourselves. So we need to be talking.
Yeah.
You know, you need to hear
Like
the
pronto, though.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
to hear the vibrations when I say, I'm going to loan you this $15,000. I need my return.
Right. Versus through a text message.
Through a text, you're not going to get that. And I also need you to see my face to know
Yeah.
how serious I am. I need my
You
money.
show the sniper in the background.
Right.
Well, yeah,
It's not a joke.
There's, like last night, I called Tony at 9:00. I was trying to get the details, what we're doing today, how we're talking about, we're getting stuff together, before the podcast, so we're not just winging it. And, I was like getting a text ready. I was like, man, this is too long. I'm just gonna call him. Like we can get it.
typos in it. It's messing up. You saying stuff that you not mean to say. Like, oh my god, did I text
And I noticed
that?
people get upset too over text. They take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
They're like you say something and it's supposed to just be meant like, hey, how's it going or something, and they take it as,
Hey, how's it going? You put an exclamation point
Yeah.
on there. What you mean? How's it going?
are you cheating on me?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's crazy.
But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's how the world is nowadays. I mean, we ain't gonna change that.
It doesn't have to be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Let technology help us, but certain things are meant to be face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's true. Especially when it comes to business. Stop
Doing
doing business over emails and text messages.
I will say the only advantage, because I do work in business and I do a ton of business over email because it deals
Email
with
is amazing. It's an amazing creation.
Oh, I love
Big-
it. I mean,
big money conversations, talking like 10, 20, 30, $100,000 interactions. If you get something in email, that's backtrackable. That's
Yeah,
legally
you can
binding.
trace that.
So,
Yeah. You can
so
trace
you can
that.
say, somebody emails you and said, okay, we agree to pay this $100,000.
Okay,
You
let me-
take-
you can show
then
that
they
to court.
don't.
You're
and you
right.
take them to
You're right.
court. You say,
let me
got
take,
you,
okay,
got
let
you
me
with that one.
backtrack. No negotiations.
can be made through email. Right.
I think you need to talk and see either eye to eye.
Y'all gotta feel each other out so you know how to negotiate.
It's negotiation.
Gotta be able to walk away from
it's not a deal with that.
You can't do that on an email. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and anybody who knows me, I mean, you both are in integral parts of my company, and I know I prefer things through email, and you know that's how I function. Hey, something comes through email, I instantly put it right on my calendar, and bam, and I'm good. But yeah.
Well, on the flip side, though, I would never in my life remember anything if it wasn't for that online calendar.
Oh God,
that thing is my brain.
Thank you,
it's amazing.
calendar.
Google Calendar.
I haven't got that important to get on Google Calendar yet. But
Oh man,
get there.
I got Thursday nights podcast. You know,
that reminder.
Friday night I have X. Thursday or Wednesday I got to shoot. This day I got to be here at noon. And if that wasn't for that, I would never be anywhere ever. I would just completely forget.
Like this is my Google Calendar.
Yeah,
everybody.
blocked.
Like
completely,
completely blocked out. And mine isn't even just ran by me. You know, I get stuff. My December is already starting to be.
Yeah.
This itinerary is full.
Like,
but that thing tracks how much money you can make.
Exactly.
If I get a freelance job, someone's paying me $500 to come film their thing. If I miss that,
it's gonna show you.
I ain't never getting that business again.
Like, dude, I'm just sitting here going back, like look at my August, and because, like, dude, like these are all appointments.
Yeah,
like,
serious.
Like, it does keep you on track.
And that's another thing.
That's
like,
a good thing about technology. I can definitely say that.
And that's what anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur or wants to be any kind of businessman, like nowadays, it's so much easier. You know, it's so much easier. And like even when you brought up Nina Assistant and all that, man, I got a Google Assistant.
Yeah.
If I say the words HEY Google, you know, if I say it now, let's start listening.
Right.
I'm going to be able to say what I want, do what I want, and it's going to put it all in there. It's going to ask me questions afterwards, like, "Hey, what time is this appointment?"
Right. You don't use that for your beats?
Google?
No. You can use your phone, man. They got recording studio apps. You can go on the go.
I have yet to step up to that. I'm more of I gotta touch it type of like. But they got phone things. They got the machine for your phone now too. It's amazing.
They got microphones you can plug into your phone.
You can record on your iPhone now, and it sounds like you in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen people do videos and everything.
It's really good.
Like,
it's really good. But don't let it disconnect you from the human experience.
Well, there's a lot of debate about that. I mean, so you know, you can relate to this. Music nowadays is you can do all of it with just a computer.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's all you need.
And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you can write beats on a computer. You can perfect everything. You can cut this guy's voice up and move it back and forth so it's perfectly on time. But there's people that argue that you lose something with that. And I don't 100% agree with it. I'm just kind of just stating what's out there. There are people that think back in the 70s, you got all your rock bands, you got all your funk bands, you got all your country bands. They're playing. They had to be good.
Yeah.
They had to be on time. They couldn't mess up their notes. And if they messed up every once in a while, it made it real.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you can do 500 takes in the studio and just pick the best one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy.
Well, to me, that's the difference between, a studio album versus a jam session. Mm-hmm. Like I can definitely see a jam session going down and putting that out and still being
organic,
usable. Yeah, organic and usable.
Well,
versus you putting a record out there to feed your family.
Mm-hmm. Well, and anymore, and I'm sure you realize this, and I play music too. It's hard, and
don't hold on. I'm not gonna let you be that damn modest. This guy is awesome. Like
See, I'm the arrogant one. I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, he has a guitar. He does all of that. But continue.
No. That's not me. That's someone else. But everybody, and this relates to you too. Everything that you put out nowadays to compete has to be perfect. pristine, clean looking, beautiful.
Right.
Everybody expects the whole package. So, okay, you doing rap, making beats, 1985, could be raw.
Right.
That could be, dirty and unrefined. But nowadays, you have to put it in your car, and it has to sound like it was mixed in a $1 million studio.
Right.
You have to have a business. You have
It's so
to have
competitive now.
Yeah,
pristine image.
I have to have the best image in the world. Any of my staff and supervisors or anybody who's under me have to do perfect.
But we're still people.
It's so competitive now.
But nobody's that good.
You got 18-year-olds that can go to the studio and make you sound like $1 million on not very expensive equipment. You know what I'm saying? Just because they know the they know the plugins and they know the program that good. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this ain't back in the day where you just want to hear yourself rapping and ain't mixed it. No, you just take it to your hood like, oh, you hear me rapping? You know what I'm saying? It don't really sound that good. But nowadays, it's a lot of BS on the radio, but it sounds good. You see what I'm saying? Right. So you got to compete with that industry sound. You can have your own sound, but you working independently or buy your own stuff, you can't compete with a $10,000 microphone. Well, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and people have been trained. I mean, okay, so for instance, a website. And I'm guilty of this. I go to a website, even if it's a great website, even if it has all the functionality you need, I want to buy X thing, whatever. I want to buy a new microphone. Mm-hmm. So I go to this website. It looks like it was built in 1995. My first thought is, this website looks like crap. I don't want to buy it from here. I'm going to go to Amazon, even though Amazon's $20 more.
Right.
Like it's all about image nowadays, but we're all guilty of it. You look at, it's like looking at anything. You look at a car, it's got a dent in it. You're like, I don't want that car.
Right.
And it's everybody expects everything to be perfect.
Like that same polo shirt. If I take that horse off of that shirt, people are like, I don't want this shirt. You know what I'm saying?
I got this on the discount.
I bargain shop also. Trust me.
But yeah, I mean,
if you get a Friends for Life,
shirt, then
those are perfect though. Those aren't polished. Those are polished. They're beautiful. They're 100% made of vegan silk. $599.
If you really want one, just reach out.
Come work here.
That's the easiest way to get one.
I know.
Easiest way.
So, all right, let's get a little back on track here, Marquis. What drives you, man? What makes you go?
I think just. First of all, my daughter, my beautiful 4-year-old daughter, and it's just been a passion for me to be. I just want to be the best at what I do. You know, my family was I wouldn't say success oriented family, but was an educated orientation. Like if I did bad in school, my family gonna let me know, and it didn't make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was to ever flunk in life in school, it would broke my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that made you like tougher though?
Yeah, I think it made me raise to a higher standard versus because I grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like it was you had people like you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And being very family oriented and being from the hood at the same time is kind of like the best of both worlds. But my family was the pinnacle to the success that I want to achieve, and what drives me is just being great. Whatever that means to you, I'm trying to be great in my mind, and greatness. But it's not. It's only one form of greatness. You see what I'm saying? You can't say, "Oh, well, he's good," but greatness is greatness, and that's the standard. Like so Michael Jackson is great. That's greatness. Nobody's going to argue with that.
So are you saying your greatness to you is like
being the best at whatever field that you do, and people recognize it also, know this. But you also got to tell yourself, you can't bullshit yourself though. You got to tell yourself that you are great and you can accomplish great things. But you got to know that you're great. You can't lie to yourself. You can't pump fake yourself. You got to know that this is what you're meant to do, and this is what inspires you and drives you. And music is definitely the catalyst for me.
And I think that's I have a strange probably mindset compared to a lot of people because, and it might not be that strange. I don't know. But so I don't know how to say it without sounding weird, but like I believe in what I do and I believe in myself to an extent, but I also am continuously telling myself, basically quit being a big sissy. And I know, I mean, I'm not anything special. I do what I do because I want to do it. And, you know, this guy, Tony's got me waking up at 5 a.m. now because I can't let him be the only one. Going to the gym, running, doing all this stuff. And like, so in my head, the first thing I do when I wake up, I hear that alarm, 5 o'clock. I just bought this Fitbit thing, buzzing on my arm. That alarm comes on, my eyes open, and the first thought in my head is F this, I'm going back to bed. And that's my first thought. And my second thought is don't be a sissy.
Right.
And I sit there for 5 minutes and there's these two thoughts going through my head. Like this is my, I guess what people would call meditation. I don't know if I'm not a big transcendental kind of sit in yoga and, you know, cross your legs.
But that's definitely your meditation right there.
So my first thought in the morning is a combative thought of, go back to sleep or don't be a sissy. And I have these two conversations. Like, you could go back to sleep right now. You could lay your head back down, set your alarm for 7:30.
Nobody's going
to know. Or you could stop being a sissy and get up and go run.
Make it happen. You got to make it happen.
I would say about 85 to 90% of the time I get up and do it. I've learned just through continuous self-deprecation and hatred of myself, apparently, that as soon as I get in the car and start driving and my eyes open up and that cold air hits my face and I wake up and I get to the gym and I start the routine, I feel great. The first thing that you do in the morning, and this isn't just me trying to be a proponent of exercise. I mean, look at me. I'm not like Arnold over here, but
kind of Schwarzenegger.
I know. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. But if the first thing you do in the morning is kick your own ass and you do something hard, the rest of the day is just like, cool. You get all right. So, I mean, I have a stressful job, you know, and I work a lot. Like, I'm off work now. I'm doing this. I'm going to have to, you know, edit sound, video, all this stuff.
But this is fun to you, right?
But I love this.
Right, exactly.
I love this.
That's
I
all
love
that counts.
these conversations. Doing all this. Like, this is a passion. Work is work, man.
Right.
And I'm not complaining about work. You got to work to live. That's life.
Right.
But like, my job is pretty stressful. It's finance, so everything is just now, money, now, everything. Like, we need it now. But I go to wake up, and that having that conversation first thing in the morning, getting out of bed, doing that is just like, it puts your day to a different perspective. Getting up at 7:30 and going to work a little rested. I mean, it's cool, whatever. But the first thing you do in the morning is you get there and you check your emails and your voicemails, and you got 500 requests for where's my money, where's your money, where's this going, what's happening with this, and if you
money's stressful.
Money is very stressful. But you go to the gym and you beat yourself up a little bit. You get your mind moving. You listen to audiobook, music, or just lift, run, and your body is just like ready to go. You got all the fight or flight out. You're just like, let's get today.
Right.
Well, I'm a firm believer in the fact of, in the first thing in the morning, or the first thing that you do, because I'm 4 a.m.er in my mind. Either you're going to bed at 4 a.m. or you're waking up at 4 a.m. That means that if you like to sleep in, or maybe you have a second shift job or something, you should be staying up to 4 a.m. to master the craft of something else.
Right.
You know, if you're going to give somebody else 8 to 10 hours of your life,
give yourself 8 to 10 hours.
Give yourself, I mean, at bare minimum, 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make yourself better at something. You know, everybody doesn't have to start a $1 million company, $1 billion company. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to get up and go to the gym at 4 a.m.
Exactly. Right. But you should be doing something.
Invest in yourself.
That's the best
investment that you can make.
That is the all around answer right there.
What people don't know.
And if you're not putting yourself out there to do that, you're giving someone. I don't even want anybody in any of my companies to do that. if you work in any, and most of you two, I'm sure have heard me say this multiple times. I'm not a big proponent of saying that somebody works for me. I like to say work with me, because I think that we all should be working together to grow not only my company, but your company,
right.
or your enterprises, your company and your enterprises. Like, everybody should be able to have their own slice of a pie somewhere. There's an unlimited amount of pies.
And there's no shame in working a job and then doing other crap after it.
Exactly.
99% of the world works a job. The people that you watch on TV, the Gary V's, the actors, they all worked jobs and did that on the side until they got good enough to be professional at it.
I say 99% of people work a job and get off and just do recreational stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
video games, drink beer.
They work a job, and then they spend the time wasting the money that they got from the job bitching about the job,
Right.
and doing things to numb themselves from doing the job.
A couple prostitutes here and there. You know,
To have
Why
to go
not?
back to the job. Like, I mean, typically that is somebody's Friday
Yeah, it
to
is.
Sunday,
It really is.
or Friday to Monday. Like, they will leave work. Oh man, I'm about to turn up. All week I got paid. I'm about to go buy rounds and rounds and
And
rounds.
bills don't stop on your off days.
Oh, no, they don't.
You know,
They get higher.
They get higher. Yes,
Mind you.
man.
And I mean, they're
Like Bill's gonna say, "Oh, you good? It's your day off. I'm gonna take the day off too, bro." You know what I'm saying?
and
Like,
I don't. Not that I don't believe in taking a break every once in a while, but man, I don't know what a weekend is. I'm working all the time. If
but
someone calls me
if
and
you're
wants,
doing this right here, this is your passion, so it's not really work.
it's not. It's fun.
Well, even with that, before it was a passion, I worked the weekends because I saw an end goal. Like, even when it comes down to it, if it's a passion or if it's not a passion, money makes the world go round right now.
Those are facts.
And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to be able to even find your passion or find your stability somewhere,
You gotta get some money.
You gotta have some money. When the best place to get that money is when other people are out spending money,
Right.
And you can go make it.
And you focusing.
Yes, our company here, weekends get you paid. I
They
have
do,
people
they do.
who work 48 hours throughout the weekend,
Yeah.
get there full time, then through the week it's just overtime for them.
Well, and what is a weekend, man? I mean, it's okay. I try and set a
Saturday's no different than Monday. In reality.
I like to set a goal. I am fortunate enough to have a job where I work Monday through Friday, a normal job.
Right.
But I try and give Sunday so I can spend time with my wife. If my family
Yeah,
has events and
family
stuff,
time is
I
needed.
typically turn down any work on a Sunday.
Right.
But Monday through Saturday, that's free game. See,
Right.
if I'm working till 9, 10, whatever, I mean,
Well,
Who told us that the weekend is the day to be, know?
we could go on hours and hours about this one, but it's honestly just cultural based.
Yeah, it's traditionalism.
Yeah, it's traditionalism.
Well,
it's
there's-
a little bit with what's that, religion and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So people have
Definitely
their
political. Yeah.
it really is.
What was it was not to get all dorky on you guys here, but it was the history of like industrialized America.
Mm-hmm.
They had this big movement, and I just know this because I watch a lot of history shows.
Oh, weird! I love them.
But so there's this big movement, and that's where the 8-hour workday comes from. It was 8-hour work, 8-hour rest, 8 hours sleep.
Whoa.
So
that's
there-
how they
it-
put
it
the
was-
24 together.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
So is this whole that's where this 8-hour thing come from, and all these people that the aspiration is the 8-hour workday. Do you know anybody that works an 8-hour
hours.
workday?
Besides the people that had the luxury of working an 8-hour workday now.
I mean, no joke. It took me 6 jobs to get an 8-hour workday. Okay, and I mean, I still work more than 8 hours.
Yeah.
because there's this little thing called overtime.
Yeah, and that's where the big bucks start rolling in.
But I mean,
Well, some places are mandatory overtime.
Yeah.
And I don't like that's not fair. I don't think that's fair because you still have time. Who's going to be working 6 days a week until further notice? And when is further notice? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm all down for hard working, but you need to take time for yourself and your family too, because you don't want to look at your kid, your daughter or your son one day and they done shot up and all grown up now and they looking like they don't even respect you anymore because you haven't been actually spending that time with them. Like, so you definitely need time for yourself. But don't get caught up in the. I mean, money is very, very important, but family is just as important, or if not as important as money.
Well,
You see what I'm
you can
saying?
always get more money, but you can't get a
You
new
can't
grandma.
get your family
man.
back.
Like,
Yeah, you cannot get your.
Yeah.
You can't get your daughter to respect you again
Yeah.
once it's over
You
with.
can't buy
once
a
they
grandma.
reach that point, you know what I'm
And
saying?
it's a very it's a very touchy tone thing, I think, because I'm a product of that work.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a grinder.
Me too.
Like, yeah, Paul and you and I even talked about this plenty of times. 16-hour days are not anything new to us.
That's just
And
Monday.
Yeah, easy. I was just telling you,
But-
Cheese, after I was sick last week, couldn't do crap. Every day this week, I've put in at least 12 or more hours.
But that's a choice we make.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's a choice, and other times I just think it's how we're
How you wired?
wired. Yeah.
I mean, some days I have to just get stuff done.
Right.
There's no. I
Right.
mean, for the show I do, there's a
certain things that
deadline.
can wait for your
Yeah.
daughter's recital or your son's soccer game. You see what I'm saying? So you got to put certain things off for those
Well,
are
yeah.
important events in their lives that they want you to be there, and that you never know how that can touch a kid.
And
you
that's
know?
not
Yeah.
the point. That's a good point. What I'm saying is, for someone like me, Tony, just because I know we talk about it all the
Right.
time. I don't know your perspective on it, but so that's that. I totally agree with that. If your kid has a thing, be at it.
Period.
But if you got to put off your work and you still have a deadline, you better get your ass home after the soccer
Yeah,
game and
yeah.
get to work.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
yeah, because I've missed.
But try to
tons.
limit that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Try to limit.
Well, you
those
can only run that.
I gotta stop you there because it depends on how much you limit it. There's so many opportunities that people are not afforded to be able to limit that. Like, let's say you have a daughter got a recital and everything, but yet you got a client sitting here that you need to take out, show a good time so you can get that contract.
Right.
This is the only time your daughter is going to have this. Now, you could always get more contracts.
I said limited. Just we got to limit those times.
Yeah,
with
but
your-
that might be a crucial decision
yeah.
right then and right there.
Well, you got to go with your gut too.
Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah,
with your
you gotta
guts.
go with your
And you got to
gut.
go with the future too. You see what I'm saying?
This ain't a business decision I'm talking about here. I had a situation recently, and I didn't listen to my gut, and all it did was cause me mental anguish. So I have a lot of my group of friends. We all are into what we're doing now: microphones, and
Right.
cameras, and just all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
So we're always borrowing stuff from one each other. So I got a buddy, and he wants to borrow all my cameras. He's playing a concert. He wants to film it. He'll give them back to me after the concert's over. Okay, dude, you're my buddy. And my gut was like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's a lot.
And I'm like, wow, I mean, how would I, you always go inside. How would I feel if I needed them? And I asked him, and he said no. I'd be like, well, dude, that dude sucks.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what, dude? Here, I'll meet you halfway. Let you borrow them. I did have the discussion. If these come up missing or broken, you're going to pay me back. You're going to buy me new ones at least, at a minimum. Whatever you lose or break, I need a new one. Okay. Agree. Yeah, dude. Whatever you need.
He broke it.
No.
Let the story build.
Trying to build some suspense here.
Oh,
Okay?
Jesus Christ! I'm impatient like that sometimes. My fault.
It's okay. I'll make it shorter. We've been talking for almost an hour here. Go give him these cameras. Next day rolls around. They come back to me through a mutual friend who lives basically right across the street from me. Okay, open them up. I was like, I want to see what he filmed last night. Cameras have no footage on them, and I'm like, well, maybe he deleted it all. Well, that's maybe he saved me some time. I look at the pictures taken from the show. There's no cameras anywhere. And basically, I'm like, I just went out of my way to help the dude. He didn't even use
it.
And I internally, I know when you do a favor for someone, you're supposed to be unabashed. It's supposed to be like,
It's from love.
this is for
out
you,
there.
man.
Yeah.
But man, did that piss me off. I don't like getting my time wasted. I hate
I
wasted
hate it
time.
too.
And so I always tell my friends when they do that stuff to me, I'm pretty vocal about it. I basically say, that's rude that you wasted my time. And I don't
lot
mean to
of
hurt
it.
his feelings if he listens to this, but my time is very limited. I know that's not your problem, but if I'm doing something for you, I expect you at least use the damn equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know your guys' thoughts on time value.
Oh, time value is
my-
very important. That's
me,
why I got
time
my
is
own
worth
studio
more.
equipment because I was tired of. I was booked studio sessions that I had. And people, oh man, I gotta borrow the mic from so and so. Or man, my computer. I don't let so and so borrow. I don't got time for that. So to hold myself accountable, now I'm on my own time. You see what I'm saying?
And we
out.
just kind of talked about this a little earlier too. You know, I actually have my time calculated. My time is $1,200 an hour. You know, currently, and that's rising the more. Yep. The more business that I create, the more things that I do. You know, we have more companies that are getting started, funded. More parts of this company is continuing to grow.
You got a podcast?
Yeah, we got a podcast. We're
Beautiful
about to
podcast.
up. Thank you. You know, so as time goes on and I begin to continue to throw knowledge at myself, that price might be at 2 G's before the end of the year. 2 G's.
We're gonna have
you know,
to
hour.
discontinue the podcast,
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. 2 G's?
Taking a lot of my time.
Okay, quick question. I'm going to kind of change the narrative up a little bit. Since
Yeah.
we all agree that Toledo is a pretty decent place to live, you know, you can make it in Toledo.
Yes.
It's very comfortable. Besides your random shootings every now and again, you know, which every city has, you know, it is what it is. But with ProMedica buying up all this shit, and downtown looks like it's kind of gonna be rejuvenated. What suggestions do y'all think that could be made? Like, say if you were talking to a developer firsthand, and the developer asked you, "What do we need to make downtown vibrant again?" What would you guys' suggestions be?
Ooh.
That's a tough one, dude.
That's really
They got enough bars.
yes,
They got
plenty of
enough
bars. I would say go a little more ethnic on the food range. I think if you really want to feel, if you want to make it like other cities, like when I went to San Francisco, you know, down there, and
They diverse.
It's real diverse. I could go down one block and get multiple items of whatever ethnicity I wanted to eat. So I would say make that a little more.
You ever been to
You
that
know,
Jamaican restaurant in Toledo?
Which one?
Which one?
The
Yeah,
one up
there's a
on
couple.
Bancroft?
Indoor? Is it on Bancroft?
No,
Bancroft
it's
and,
Bancroft and no.
Upton.
Yeah.
Yep, Bancroft
Yeah.
and Upton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to go there on my breaks during college.
Oh man, yeah.
Oxtail.
I haven't had it in a long time, but they had
They
some
might-
amazing.
They used to have a
kingfish there. Oh my
it
god!
used to be like almost a bar and dance place at night. Too.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
We used to go.
It's been a while since I've been there.
We can do a podcast from there. I don't think they're open anymore, but
I think they are open actually.
me
I
and my,
think they changed the management or something like that,
Probably.
but they are open.
we used to go there on our lunch break in between classes. My buddy and I would go there. I mean, we're the only white dudes in this place.
Right.
I mean, they're like, we walked in and they're like,
Hey, what's
So-
this child over there doing?
we would order, what was that drink called? They had some Jamaican drink full of liquor. We would drink those and we would eat a bunch of Jamaican food and we'd go right back to school.
Lit.
That's bad. Because them drinks used to be stiff.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
dude, it was good.
There was real
though.
Jamaicans in there though. That was
Yeah,
the thing
that
about
was-
the Jamaican club. It was real Jamaicans
But
there, man.
man, if I had a suggestion for
See,
down,
we grew up in a different side of town, so I know I had to be very careful when I went in there because when you know there's something for urban knights who don't know too much about urban life.
I'm just a naive white boy. I was just like,
And that's why you was cool. You know, they would have saw us and our affiliations with other people could have ended up there. So I mean, it was
It's just guilty by association type
Pretty
of deal. If
much.
you on the wrong side of town, oh, he hangs with so and so, and they the whatever.
well, now you guys
know.
are wearing polos. And,
You know, we just trying to polish our lives up. You know, we
trying to make it a lot nicer.
we weren't the hood victims.
I don't know, downtown. It's pretty killer right now. I remember downtown when I was a kid, and I was like, you just didn't go downtown. Now it's like, that's where all the hipsters go, and everybody goes out and
They
parties.
making it better.
They're making it really a lot better, but I would
is.
say they need to. Then they are the park systems developing the waterfront a lot more.
That looks good,
And I'm
too.
a huge like environmental. I have a a freaking TV show about nature. So like,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of biased on that. But man, that Maumee River is like so underutilized, and it goes right through downtown. I mean, I know they got the waterfront restaurants there and
Yeah.
stuff, but there's a lot of stuff they could be doing down
You
there.
see, they building like some condominiums where the old sports arena was at.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there.
What my suggestion would have been, if they would have already put the casino right there, that would have made Toledo look so much better. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was political.
Yeah.
Not to get into
completely
Toledo
political.
politics,
Yeah.
you know, but they put it in a weird
I think
spot.
some more shopping
Well,
stores, like
I think a couple of smaller casinos would actually help.
like
you
a
know,
couple bingo, bringing the
little
older
bingo
people down
halls
there,
and
you know,
stuff like that. You know, let's go that route versus it just because the biggest thing that I have a problem with the casino is like there's no hotel.
No, there isn't. No.
You
that's
know?
horrible. And that Days Inn is horrible.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I know the one. Yeah.
So-
But you know, we're running over an hour here. Marquis, man. Come on, let's give us those shout outs before we wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
Let's tell us all the hashtags, all
Okay.
the @ symbols, all
Yeah,
the
Shouts out first and foremost to my brother, my friend, my family, my homie, Antonio Stewart. Is it Antonio Stewart? You took the ant off, and people
go by Tony.
step their game up in it, you know. But shouts out to Friends for Life, an amazing company to work for any inquiries.
To work with.
Perfect. Any inquiries, you can visit them online also. They're located on Heatherdown. What's the address again?
5330 Heather Downs Boulevard. We're in Suite 103. Phone number 419-279-8986. You can catch us on friendsforliferc.com. You know, all of our look up
Instagram.
Facebook. Yeah, definitely check our Instagram.
Twitter.
Everywhere.
We're all
Socially, we
over
active.
too.
We active out here, baby. We active. Shouts out to my other team, I Got Entertainment. You feel me? Shouts out to Z. Shouts out to
Bang,
Damaris.
bang. What's up, Z?
You feel me? Shouts out to Toledo. You feel me? The city that made me, raised me. Shouts out to my family. Shouts out to my daughter, Mozzie, Stephanie. Hey, boo. That's my style. I got so many nicknames for her. She's going to be confused when she get
Bro,
older.
I'm like, who am I?
What's my name?
Cutest little girl, man.
And shouts out to who's ever going to tune into this podcast, man. We're trying to make this dream a reality. My friend talked to me about this a while ago, and it's actually he manifested it right here, and we're talking, we're living it, and we're breathing it right here. And
Man.
When's that next album dropping?
the next project dropping, it's called The Belief Tape, is going to drop on Christmas. It's going to be pretty controversial.
You doing that Mariah Carey
Jingle
cover?
bells.
No, no.
I can see it. I love it. I'll help you produce that one, man. We'll get it. We got auto-tune, right?
Most definitely.
All right, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for listening, everyone. We will be
yes.
back again. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening to yet another episode of the Friends for Life podcast. If you can, please help us out by going over to iTunes and Stitcher and leaving us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Want to thank Marquis again for coming on today. Such a great and energetic dude. Can't wait to have him back on again. And we will see you all again next time.